Treacherous winter weather has killed at least 10 climbers in the mountains outside the Iranian capital Tehran. At least 7 others are missing in the Alborz range after an avalanche and blizzards. A search operation mounted by the Red Crescent rescued 14 people but has been halted until the morning. Among those who died are a political activist, an academic, a doctor and a mountaineering instructor. Well, we can now speak to Daniel Stockley. He's a professor at the Department of Geological Sciences at the University of Texas. He's climbed the Alborz Mountains to do geological research. Daniel, thank you for being with us. Describe the mountains to us. What are they like?
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. These are really not technical mountains, but they're very easily accessible from Tehran. They're quite steep, high relief. Basically you very quickly get to about 4,000 meters above sea level. The Alborz are a relatively young mountain range, so they're really very steep. And the south side has very little vegetation. And so if you have unprecedented snowfall, there's really nothing holding back the snowpack, so you could easily have avalanches.
They sound relatively accessible. Are they quite popular with locals and visitors?
Yeah, they're really quite popular. So there's in fact a ski area on top of the Tochala Ridge. There's an aerial tramway that goes to the top. It's very popular with hikers, backcountry skiers. Limited amount of sort of intermediate slopes for skiers. And so they're really on the outskirts of northern Tehran. I mean, the station for the aerial tramway is actually in northern Tehran itself. So very easy access. But if you're not prepared, it could be certainly very treacherous.
And what about rescue shelters and infrastructure on the mountain range? What is there available?
So there are some shelters, several shelters on top of the Alborz mountain in the Alborz, or certainly Tochala Ridge. Iranians are very keen hikers and very outdoorsy, and there's ski clubs and mountaineering clubs, and so I think they're probably pretty prepared. But this is generally on the south side of the mountain range, which doesn't get very much precipitation. Therefore, the lack of vegetation. And so, I can only assume that they got really surprised by an unprecedented snowfall. And
what are the main risks in the area? Is it really that sudden incoming risk of an avalanche?
Yeah, I think that's the main, certainly in terms of the snow, that's the main risk, but the main risk. But also, of course, being at 4,000 meters, really exposed to clearly exposed. Hypothermia could certainly also be a problem.
Daniel Stockley at the University of Texas, thank you very much for making the time to be with us.
Thank you very much.